Are you looking for the best OLED TV? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best OLED TV on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Samsung 65-inch S90D OLED 4K TV. The Samsung S90D is the best OLED TV for most people. In fact, it's my pick for the best TV overall across all display types. There are pricier sets with slightly better image performance, but when it comes to overall value, the S90D is tough to beat. This model replaces last year's S90C OLED 4K TV, and while not a huge upgrade, it costs about the same and offers a bump in brightness. Like all OLED TVs, the S90D has perfect black levels that disappear into a dark room, wide viewing angles, and an infinite contrast ratio. But this model stands out from similarly priced competitors thanks to its use of a color technology called quantum dots. Quantum dots enable the 55-, 65-, and 77-inch S90D models to produce a brighter image with better color performance than a typical OLED. In my tests, I measured a peak brightness of around 1240 nits on the 65-inch S90D, a decent step up from the 1000 nit max of most competing mid-range OLEDs from LG and Sony. The TV also sustains vivid saturation at high brightness levels better than LG's OLEDs. As a result, high dynamic range (HDR) content really pops. HDR10 and HDR10 Plus videos look stunning through streaming services and 4K Blu-ray discs. On the downside, it's disappointing that Samsung still doesn't support Dolby Vision, a popular HDR format. However, I don't consider that a deal breaker for a TV in this class. Check out our HDR TV guide for details on how Dolby Vision stacks up to other HDR formats. Number 2. Sony 65-inch and 95L OLED 4K TV. Sony's OLED TVs are known for their industry-leading picture processing, which enables them to deliver the most accurate images on the market. The A95L is the company's flagship model, and it's the best OLED TV for a premium movie-watching experience. Like most of Samsung's competing OLEDs, the A95L also uses quantum dots to achieve a brighter, more colorful image than a typical OLED screen. And the A95L is one of the brightest OLEDs I've tested. I measured a max of about 1500 nits on a 5% test pattern and 1240 nits on a 10% test pattern. That's about 50% brighter than this model's predecessor, the A95K 4K TV. This leads to more realistic details and specular highlights when watching HDR content graded for peaks over 1000 nits. The only OLEDs that get brighter are Samsung's S95D, LG's G4, and Panasonic's Z95. But unlike Samsung's OLEDs, the A95L supports Dolby Vision, so it can more precisely render HDR images on a scene-by-scene basis. It also uses Sony's proprietary image processing to optimize its picture and upscale lower-quality content better than the competition. This means you'll get a cleaner, smoother image with fewer artifacts. So, while the S95D, G4, and Z95 are brighter, the A95L's overall image quality still has an edge. The A95L also features a premium design with a slim panel and convenient stand that can be set up in one of 2 modes, high or low profile. High profile gives you enough space to fit a soundbar in front, while low profile allows the display to sit flush on your entertainment console. A backlit Google Assistant voice remote is also included, and the A95L even comes with a webcam for video calls and gesture controls. Number 3. LG 65-inch B4 OLED 4K TV. OLED TVs aren't known for being particularly budget-friendly, but the LG B4 is one of the most affordable OLEDs available. LG's pricier C and G series TVs can both get brighter and offer better image processing, but the B4 still has all of the contrast, black level, and viewing angle perks that OLEDs are celebrated for. This model replaces the 2023 B3, which is still available in limited quantities at some stores. Though the B4's improvements are relatively minor, recent price reductions have made it the better buy. At a max of about 650 to 700 nits, the B4 is a bit dimmer than step-up OLED models. For instance, LG's C4 can hit about 1000 nits. As a result, extreme highlights, like explosions, won't pop with the same intensity that you'd see on pricier sets, and the B4 is less ideal for living rooms that let in a lot of light. However, the TV is still capable of pixel-level contrast and perfect black levels, which gives it an advantage in overall image quality over even the priciest QLED TVs. Despite being LG's entry-level OLED, the B4 is also well-equipped for gaming. It has HDMI 2.1 support and a 120Hz panel, which means it can support advanced gaming features like variable refresh rate, VRR, and 120 frames per second modes on PS5 and Xbox Series X. That said, it can't support a higher 144Hz refresh rate with a PC like LG's C and G series can. Number 4. LG's 65-inch G3 OLED 4K TV. LG's G3 is an excellent TV for anyone who wants a high-end OLED that looks particularly great hanging on a wall. Although technically a 2023 model, it delivers image quality that's nearly on par with Sony's A95L and has an elegant gallery design. The TV's build enables it to hang on your wall with virtually no gap, and it includes a flush wall mount to handle the job. It also manages to keep all of its ports within its panel, so there's no need for a separate box as you get with Samsung's S95 series. Thanks to its LG OLED Evo panel, the G3 offers high-end picture performance. It uses MLA, micro-lens array, technology to help boost its maximum brightness, and the results are impressive. During my tests, I measured a peak of about 1,470 nits, which puts it neck and neck with Sony's N95L. However, the G3 doesn't use quantum dots, so its color volume isn't as high as that of a QD OLED panel, like those used on the N95L and most Samsung OLEDs. Its picture processing isn't quite as accurate as Sony's either, but the differences are subtle. Though the N95L edges out the G3 in overall picture performance, the G3 is a close runner-up and is often on sale for a lot less. Coupled with its stylish gallery design, this makes the G3 a great high-end OLED alternative, especially if you're wall-mounting your set. Number 5. Samsung 65-inch S95D 4K OLED TV. Many OLED TVs claim to have anti-reflective screen filters, but the Samsung S95D's glare-free coating is in a class of its own. The S95D is the only OLED you can buy that uses a matte screen instead of a glossy screen. This feature enables it to nearly eliminate glare and reflections, which can be problematic in rooms with many windows and indoor lights. Every other OLED on the market is prone to a mirror-like effect when hit with light from certain angles, but the S95D is free from this issue. During my testing in a bright room, I saw no troublesome reflections, making this set a game-changer for buyers who want an OLED free from glare. However, the S95D's anti-glare screen has a drawback: it hurts black-level performance in bright rooms. So, while you no longer have to deal with distracting reflections, the S95D's black levels take on a more gray and hazy look instead of the deep and inky quality you'd see on other OLEDs. Thankfully, this isn't an issue when viewing the TV with the lights off, so the S95D still offers all the black level benefits OLEDs are known for in a dark setting. Number 6. LG 65-inch C4 OLED 4K TV. LG's C4 isn't the absolute best OLED TV on the market, but it's a great all-around performer and an excellent mid-range option for people who favor the LG brand. It's also sold in lots of screen sizes, so shoppers with different space and budget needs have many options to choose from. The C4 is the 2024 edition of my previous pick in the category, the 2023 C3. The C4 is a bit brighter than its predecessor, and now that its price has come down, it's the better value of the two. Image performance is similar to my top pick, the Samsung S90D. But with a peak of about 1000 nits, the C4 can't get quite as bright as Samsung's competing OLED. It also lacks quantum dot technology, so bright colors are less vivid on the C4 than they are on the 55-, 65-, and 77-inch versions of Samsung's S90/S95 series and Sony's N95L. But though the C4's HDR highlights can't pop quite as intensely as a QD OLED's, overall picture quality is still fantastic. Unlike Samsung OLEDs, the C4 supports the Dolby Vision format, which can provide the TV with more guidance on how to display high dynamic range videos properly.